Hello, welcome. My name is San. This is a reading today for Libra. There are no dates on my readings. I trust that when the message finds you, if it resonates, then it's yours at that time. Libra, I'm doing your reading with the Light Seers Tarot and the Muse Tarot, so you'll see a mix of both in your spread today. So we've got the page of materials on the split, which is talking about the ability to manifest your heart's desire. It's like everything that is in the interior realm is appearing in the outer realm in a very powerful way with the Ten of Cups underneath that. You've got a really delightful reading today. And the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, you're feeling very at peace. It could be the reason why all of this that is about to come in is coming in. You maybe have just walked away from something very challenging is kind of what's showing up in your reading, what's already on the table, but we'll get into that in a moment. You've got a beautiful love connection coming in. If it hasn't come in already, it's like it's on the verge of coming in. So I'm going to pull an overall energy from the What We've Forgotten Oracle. We've got creation. I feel like you're in a creation phase right now where you're a very strong manifester. So whatever is coming in for you next is because you have drawn it in a really powerful way, because maybe you don't even realize it, that you have been working with guides in a more powerful way than usual is what it's feeling like, or your guides are stepping up in a more powerful way, because you've got this Queen of Cups, the Lovers, and then the High Priestess. And this was looking to me like every once in a while I get these sets of cards that come in with these ushering energies, and that's what this is looking like today. It's looking like there's a love connection coming in. I feel like it's brand new, or it's about to occur, that is actually being brought in by some powerful guides. And these guides may be new as well. Sometimes we get new guides when we're about to enter a phase that requires like their specialty. Like you maybe have been working with guides for a certain amount of time. They have a certain feel, a certain vibe, but these ones are different. These ones have a different energy around them, and when they come in you can feel it, and they're coming in with this love relationship. It's almost like the relationship itself is ordained in some way, and the guides are bringing it in. It's like it's very protected for some reason, but it feels very, very new. Like I said, it might not even have come in yet, but you've got the Ace of Cups coming next, and it's talking about how heart-centered this is going to be. Heart-centered and focused on manifestation. It's basically like whatever you focus on, you'll be able to manifest it. The two of you together are going to be a powerful manifestation machine in a sense, and that could be the reason why it's so protected. It feels like you've spent a lot of time kind of on your own recently, is what the cards down here are looking like. But now you've had this opportunity to move into this kind of potentially very quick like a quick domestic situation, which may be a bit of a caution here for you with the Page of Voices coming next. It's like take a second look at the living situation, because so it could be a love relationship that is moving into a domestic situation where you're thinking about moving in together. But there's definitely something that is, these guides are here for a reason. Basically, it's like this is a standout situation. This is unique, and they want your attention on it. That's why the Page of Voices is here. It's talking about examining everything very closely, because there's something to be mindful of as you go into this new blissful situation. Didn't you have the Ten of Cups as well? So you've got the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles that came out, which is looking like this is going to be a very harmonious situation. But there's almost something about the potential to lose your focus on yourself. Because this card came up specifically, it's talking about being very mindful, being exceptionally mindful of things as they're unfolding. And I feel like you're going to sense the energies around this relationship. It's like you're going to be focused on the relationship itself, but there is going to be this feeling that it's protected in some way. The way that it plays out, maybe synchronicities are off the charts when it comes to this dynamic. It's coming in very fast. So, and especially this guide here is kind of saying, don't move too quickly, because you've got a lot of independence You've got a lot of independence that you've earned recently, and you don't want to lose that. It's not saying anything like, don't move into this situation. It's not saying that. It's just saying to be very mindful of your independence. Because this card specifically is telling me that there's something that you need to be exceptionally, like, to keep in the forefront of your choices. And then it's followed by this 9 of Materials, which is my vision board card. So it's talking about things that you have vision boarded in the past. Interestingly, what you have vision boarded is an independent energy. This is the 9 of Materials. It's the 9 of Pentacles, which talks about independence. It's like you have gotten really good at being on your own and desiring that for yourself. But at the same time, maybe recently you've started adding these roses to the vision boards, which is bringing in all of this. There's something here about how this connection is different than the others that you have brought in, and it has something to do with doing all this work independently. It's like you had this vision board energy that you have been delightfully, it's like you're in a phase, you've moved out of the 6 of Swords into this Chariot. So your life is picked up and is moving much faster. I'm skipping around the cards a little bit because I'm trying to articulate that there's something going on here about your process, that you have moved out of a 6 of Swords, which is basically a situation that was not serving you. And you've done all of this work here with the 9 of Pentacles, the Magician, and the 9 of Pentacles again. So there's something there about strong independence being manifested, or knowing how to manifest as an independent individual to the point where it's become kind of second nature. But then there's this kind of messenger energy coming in here, which I'm wondering about. This could be where your Chariot starts to pick up and move faster. That's how you know that you're kind of on a roll here, is that you're feeling really strong in yourself and your self-confidence, and your manifestation abilities are off the charts. And it has a lot to do with the fact that you are very, very intentional about all of that. So you have taken the time to get masterful at declaring what it is that you want and putting a lot of intention behind it. And perhaps you haven't even realized that you've started to add the rose element. This could be just being drawn to roses more recently. Maybe somebody has given you some roses. Maybe it's come from this new partnership that they've brought you roses. But the rose element seems to be, the rose meaning like a symbol for love, for pure, true love, is being brought in. I wonder if you're actually the one who added it, because this hand here is almost, I wonder if it's coming from one of these energies up here, one of these guides. So it could be that you've suddenly started noticing roses. In fact, I think I've got roses all over my shirt. It's floral anyway. I don't know if it's roses, but so you're in the midst of being strongly independent, and all of a sudden this rose energy starts pouring in advance of this lover arriving. I feel like the lover comes after, because you're going through this transformation where you're going from something that was challenging you, independent of this situation. This situation feels completely new. The interesting thing is, it's new, but it's not. The reason why I say that it's not is because something that is brand new to you, I mean, it's new in this moment, it's new maybe in this lifetime, but I want to say that it's not new. Otherwise, it wouldn't be coming in with all of this extra guidance, with all these extra guides. Kind of, it's almost as if it's being brought to you, almost as a reward for the work that you've been doing independently. But there's something about that. There's kind of a play on the fact that you're maybe going to be very tempted to, because the roses have been so dominant, if that's resonating with you, if you've noticed that roses are popping up around you everywhere, kind of like, we're moving into winter, but you may still be having roses budding in your garden somehow. Even in the snow, you're noticing roses everywhere that you go. And that's part of the divine energy coming in with this new relationship. The first gift that they give you could be roses. There could be a name Rose somewhere that is significant, like a daughter named Rose, something like that. That is giving a good indication that this is going to be a really delightful domestic scenario if you come together in a living situation. Maybe one of these children's name is Rose. I don't know why I'm getting the child, his name is Rose, or somebody's middle name is Rose maybe. The rose also for me talks about core energy, where you're blossoming in your confidence. So that's why you're moving from the Six of Swords into the Chariot, where things are moving much more quickly for you. So that's the thing. It's like things are moving fast. That's the reason why you have these guides here to help you through this. Because you've moved into this space here where you're exceptionally attractive. Exceptionally attractive, and realizing that the experiences that you're now facing are bringing with them new emotions. So you're feeling all this new stuff. The fascinating thing is that I want to say that it's not new because of this card on the table. This is the last card on the table. There's something about past lives coming up really powerfully here. So the thing is, there's an emphasis on the independence. I want to say because it's in the preparation for this relationship is to be strongly independent. Maybe in past relationships you've lost yourself. The reason I'm talking about that is because this is the Knight of Wands that I always say is like beating your own drum. It's kind of like having a protected barrier around you and being like fiercely independent. You're being fiercely independent, and yet this relationship is coming in. In fact, maybe you're being very adamant about the fact that what you want to manifest is independence, success in your independence. And yet here comes all the roses. It's feeling more and more like the rose energy is being added by the universe rather than by yourself. That's why I'm saying it's like the roses are popping up around you everywhere. Maybe you're even seeing other people receiving gifts of roses. You're being kind of stopped in your tracks every time you see a rose, for example, or some other symbol. It doesn't have to be a rose, but it's something that symbolizes a soulmate or love connection for you that is just suddenly popping up everywhere you go. So it could be, the interesting thing is it may be in your vision. If you have a vision board, it doesn't have to be a vision board. It could just be something that you're holding in your mind, or a picture that you've kind of tucked away in your heart for something maybe that you're maybe not even admitting that you're desiring, but it's coming to the forefront now. And it has that element in it. If it's not the rose, it's like substitute whatever your symbol is. I'm seeing something like this. It's kind of like you have a vision board. It could just be a vision board in your mind. It doesn't have to be a literal vision board that you've collaged together. But this vision board in your mind, if you take it out and look at it, you'll realize that you've already manifested a lot of what's on that vision board. But what's left over, it's like there's leftover elements that have yet to come in, but they're coming in now. And you may realize that they have that rose imprint on it, if that makes sense. You may be even smelling roses recently, or floral scent, which would be unusual in the winter here. But I hope I'm communicating that properly. It's kind of like I'm picturing somebody making a vision board. And you know when you go back later and check your vision board and realize that some of the things have already come to fruition. I feel like a lot of the things on your board have already come to fruition. There's a few things left over that have to do with this. It's like I'm seeing a house and a family on the vision board and not realizing or noticing until now, maybe until you've actually heard this reading, that there's roses in the garden, that there's a giant rose garden in the picture. There's something like that. I can't remember why I was talking about that, but there's something about the reason this is coming in now is because you've done all of the work to become really powerful in your self-expression and in knowing yourself very purely. This card actually even sometimes brings up like psychoanalysis or doing therapy or doing some sort of extensive healing. But it's like that's why this is... For a second, I thought that was a rose, but it's not. that's being lowered here, but it's the same kind of thing. It's being brought in by the divine. So that's why you're starting to see it now. It's like everywhere you look. If this relationship has yet to come in, it's like you're seeing signs of it everywhere with all of the roses. Like walking through the park and noticing all of the roses blooming around you, or noticing people giving each other roses. I don't know why I'm so fixated on the roses here. Well, I mean, they are pretty dominant in the cards that are talking about manifesting. But I feel like you've already been through this phase of being like really successful in your independent manifestation, like becoming very sovereign in all that you do. So this relationship that is about to come in, I feel like it maybe hasn't come in yet. You're just seeing the waves of it arriving. You maybe are feeling the energies of the guides approaching. Maybe you're already in contact with these guides, but they're ushering in this relationship. It's very clear to me that it's being ushered in for a reason. And I want to say the reason it's being ushered in is because it's coming in with a lot of past life energies. It's like if you've been doing a lot of healing and a lot of self-work, you're at the point now where you're opening this door. And this door is the door to past life connections and soulmates, which is not easy. So that's the reason why these guides are kind of here to help shore you up, because they want you to be very strong. Because you are already, it's the reason why this is happening. It's kind of like, not a warning, but a notice, putting you on notice that this relationship is going to move quickly. So you may be faced with like moving in together very soon, or the relationship escalates very quickly. And the guides are here to say the reason this is happening, the reason it's here is because you've reached this strong independence where you know who you are and you have firm boundaries. And I think that they're kind of wanting to say, keep that in mind and don't lose yourself. Maybe in the past you've really had a repeated pattern of losing yourself in relationships. So this is like the reason why this one hasn't come in until now is because it's been waiting for you to be your true, authentic, independent self, being completely, like basically not needing it. It's the reason why it's almost like it snuck into your vision board or into your imagination without you even noticing it was there. It was kind of gently sprinkled in by the universe, if that makes any sense. It's like if you examine your intentions recently, you may notice this underlying current of this love starting to emerge. It could be because you have such strong love of self. And when you have strong love of self, it expands out from there. I mean, that's what this image is looking like. It's looking like the love is expanding. So you may be reaching this new level of self-love. And you may feel like you're not ready or not even wanting necessarily this lovers to come in, but it is coming in. It's going to come in, I want to say, in a very synchronistic way because the guides are bringing it. The guides are bringing it, but they're also kind of bringing you this advanced notice of the fact that it's going to move quickly, or you're going to have the desire to move quickly. Maybe they're cautioning you to slow down a little bit. Although I'm not sure of that because I can see the energy speeding up here, and it's almost like they're a cheering section saying, this is the time. The energy is moving at the right pace for this, because it's like you were moving slower before, but now you've reached this chariot where you're moving much faster with all this extra horsepower. So your life is moving very quickly, and it's almost like this is the perfect time for this other stream to enter yours, because the currents are in alignment. So it's going to move quickly, but they're saying don't lose sight of yourself. This time round, Libra, this time around, remember to keep yourself in the picture and don't lose everything to this relationship. Stay firm. It's basically like if you're going to cohabitate, make sure that you don't give in to all of like you don't lose yourself is basically it. Make sure that you bring all of your touch. Not that you want to be dominant, but you want to make sure that you have an equal share and you don't get lost. Perhaps you have a history of getting lost in relationships. Perhaps that's what's been being worked out here in this therapy or healing work, is the fact that there's been this loss of self in relationships. And that's the reason why you maybe have actually kind of given up on it and decided that you're going to manifest a life of independence. And it's like just when your life of independence is getting very well established, in comes this lovers ushered by the universe, because it's a soulmate connection that is ready to be explored, is what I want to say. So I'm going to continue to pull cards and create an extended, see what wants to come out about this. If you're interested in that, the link is in the description box. And if not, I will see you next time, Libra. Thank you.